Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this final project work in progress today. We are going to listen to Diki Pratama, and before we start it, I'd like to invite the reviewer. Please welcome Ibu Mulyati Korina as this first reviewer, and then second reviewer we have Ibu Sulianingsih. Thank you very much for coming today, and we are going to listen to Diki's presentations in about 15 minutes. Then after that, the reviewer will give some feedback, question or comment or suggestion at the end of the presentations. Okay, are you ready, Diki?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good luck. Time is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. First of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you so much for having me in this beautiful afternoon. For today, my name is Peter Pratama, and I'm going to present my fellow project work in progress presentation titled An Analysis of Transposition Techniques in Just Over Animal Farm and its Translation Binatangisme. Before we start, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to my beloved supervisor, Mr. Muhammad Yazid, and also the examiners, Ibu Is and Ibu Ferry. So we move to the topic of my final project. So final project actually is focusing on analyzing the transposition techniques is in the Indonesian translation or version of the Animal Farm, a novel by George Orwell. And for the theory, I will use Dimas story in his book entitled The Theory of Translation in 1988. So I will be focusing on transposition. And for the background, first, as we know, English and Indonesia are very different in grammar. So it often requires a grammatical and structural adjustment, right, to make the literary works understandable for the local people actually. And also, let's just animal farm because animal farm contains it's very rich in narrative, dialogue, structures, and showing shift between unitary units, which is a transposition. And actually, the studies have analyzed about processing techniques in this book, but this few of them focusing on the transposition technique. So that's why I'm here. So next, we're going to move to the problem identification. Um, of course, like I said before, the demograph is one essential factor that make this study is important because information has very different rules, like interior forms, sciences. So transposition here is the bridge that reconnects these two languages or these two different systems in languages. Next, we're going to move to the script and imitation. I will only focus on the transposition. So all the transition techniques like modulation, borrowing, and something like that will be excluded from my analysis. And also, I will need the analysis on the sentence only. And also, I will use Nima Paris as a ground theory, which is we will further discuss about that later. Next, we're going to move to the aims and research question. Uh, the aims is, of course, to analyze the types of transposition techniques that we use in Malta, such as structure shift, unit, class, and interpretation shift. And for the second element is to find the transposition techniques that the most frequently used by the translator of the novel. And for the research questions, it will be what types of transposition that found in the translation, and also what is the most dominant type of transposition technique found in a translation. Next, we're going to move to the significance of study. First, I hope theoretically, this research will enrich the study of translation, especially in understanding how grammatical shifting or transposition happen between English and Indonesian. And second, also, that practically this research can be served as a reference for students, translators, and language practitioners to understand how transposition works in literary translation. And next, we're going to move to the literature issue. So, I have a literature issue. First of all, comes from the critical embedding of translation procedures used in translating culture specific fields to study of George Orwell Animal Farm novel. So actually, this is the same. Oh, actually, it is also analyzed about Animal Farm, but different translated version. It is from English to Arabic, yeah. And also it not it doesn't analyze transposition. And second, I have translation of allegory from English to Arabic, use of animation by George Orwell, Cambridge and Kendall, 2022. So this study is focusing on allegory rather than transposition. You can study also on the animal farm. Number two, I have analyze translation techniques of affective expression in animal farm novel into Indonesian binatang by Kristanto 2020. So this study is some sample of the books, but however, it's not examining the translation technique. And number four, I have the translation procedure of English prepositional phrase found in the translation of English novel Animal Farm into Indonesian by Muhammad 2025. So this study actually has some advertised my analysis, but the study is focusing on prepositional phrase rather than transposition. And the last one is analyze the translation shift used in translating the Animal Farm novel, example all 2021. So this study actually is the same object, but again and again, it uses different theoretical framework. This analysis use structure, the mine is not. Next, we move to the theoretical framework, which is the grand theory of my analysis. So, according to Newmark and his book Theory of Translation 1988, transposition is translation technique that changes the grammatical structure from the stretch language with to the current language without changing the meaning. And Newmark such a transposition is divided into two types. The first one is structure shift, the second one is class shift, the third one is unit shift, and the third one is intra-system shift. So as for the research methods, I have so the subject under investigation here is the element fundamentals. The books is actually originally written in English by George Orwell, but the Indonesian translator actually also translated this book because this book is very famous and the book is very rich in narrative dialogue. So having a is also translate this book into English. Next, we move to the process. Of course, the data collection, data selection. Because I use the qualitative method. So because my data is based on context, so qualitative method is the use for the methodology for my analysis. And then for the data collection and data selection, the first is of course I read the two groups repeatedly two or three times, and also after that I record all the sentences in the books, starting from chapter one to five in Microsoft Excel, like in this picture, and also I will filter the data here into sentence versus Indonesian version. And after that, after I filter, I also put the sentences that contain transposition into different tables. And after that, I'm doing data analysis, which is contains identifying and comparing transposition in the sentences. I will classify types of transposition and making explanation column. And the last one, I will give an explanation in my report. And here's the result for the data analysis after I give the explanation. Frequency of each type that appear in the note first and a gradual conclusion. When is the result? When the shift is leading and followed by intrasystem shift, cluster shift, and class shift. And for the exact numbers, there is unit shift is 190, 190, and also intrasystem shift followed 55, and also structure shift 32, and class shift 32. From the total data is 320. Now I'm going to explain each type that happen in the novel. The first one is unit shift. Example here of sentences, source language and target languages. So the source language is, the sentence is, Mr. Jones of the marathon had left the hen houses for the night, but was too drunk to remember to shut the portals. The target language is, Tuan Jones memilih tempat makan manor, malam itu baru saja mengisi kandang ayam titik, karena kelewat mabuk lalu begitu lubang kecil tempat ayam keluar masuk. So in this diagram, unit shift occurs from sentence to sentences. And according to Oxford Language Dictionary or Sunday, a sentence is a set of words expressing a statement, question, or command. For a third language, as we can see, the data is a single compound sentence connected by the conjunction but. However, from a target language, the translator change into three simple sentences. So the pattern is changed from sentence to sentences, which is we call unit shift. And next we have intra-system shift. And as you can see here, the source language is converts. We have heard already about the strange dream that I had last night. In the target language, sahabat-sahabat, kalian sudah dengar tentang mimpi yang aneh tadi malam. So in this diagram, where we play intra-system shift because in the translator, in the source language, the writer is converts, and then in the target language, which is in Indonesia, we don't use suffix s to make words sounds and form plural, but sometimes we do the duplication like into sahabat-sahabat, like that. And the next one we have structure shift. The source language is during the last 3 months there was much secret activity. Is translated into 13 sudah itu terjadilah kegiatan-kegiatan rahasia. This version, where it's called structure shift, is because the source language is the modifier plus hat structure where the adjective secrets or modifier comes before the noun activity. So the kata sifat datang pertama lalu disusul oleh noun. And then in the target language is sebaliknya. The order is introduced into head plus modifier. The structure is changed. The noun kegiatan-kegiatan head comes before the adjective first. Kami rahasia. So the structure is different. Seperti aturan di tangan-tangan bisa dijelaskan dalam bahasa Indonesia. And the last one, we have the shift. In the source language, the sentence is those which had always been flexible suddenly turned savage. To break down hedges and without to cover, else the fall over. It's translated into dari penjelasan sudah dikembalikan, sudah kembali dibelinya, sebelum benar-benar berkabar, dan menggunakan tanaman bunga. Sapi-sapi yang ember dan tong juga terjadi. So this diagram is actually identified in the description because flexible in the search language is an adjective that is explaining or describing a character trait. But in the target language, it is translated into the dikembalikan, which is passive trait. And next, we're going to move to the last part, which is a problem and solution. So during my analysis, of course, some problems like difficulty in classifying the types of transposition. Because sometimes can be biased, of course, different types of transposition. It not that easy to analyze. So sometimes I have bias. And the next problem is my comparing sentences in both books is not that easy because as we know that English and English are very different in grammar. So I need to always check and recheck again to the dictionary, especially in Indonesian, in English and dictionary. And for the second one, of course, I will ask the supervisor and co-supervisor for their opinions. And I need to read the book repeatedly so I can capture the context and what is the meaning of the sentences like that. So thank you so much for your attention. I think that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Diki, for presenting the progress seminar. Now we'd like to listen to Ibu Iis and also Ibu Mulyati Karina for giving some feedback. Okay, Diki, please prepare your notes.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, the first, I would like to invite the first examiner or reviewer, Ibu Iis Mulyaningsih. All right, Diki, how are you today?
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Congratulations that you finally did it. Yeah, you make it nice, and it's a nice progress that you already achieved. And first of all, I would like to say congratulations to you. Yeah, and we very proud that you are able to make your analysis in this novel. Yeah. Okay, I have some question to you. The first question is, in your study, you claim that qualitative, right, in your methodology of research, but you present your percentage and frequencies. So, are you research in qualitative or quantitative?
All right, of course, I use qualitative, ma'am. For the numbers that I shown before is only just to show tendencies. Yeah. And why I claim my analysis is qualitative is because, as you can see in my report, in chapter 3, I will explain why and how actually the translator of this book use the kinds of the transposition. So the number source is to show tendencies, not for the analysis methodology.
Yeah, so you mean is this research is primarily qualitative, of course, because the focus to identifying the interpreting types of transposition by using Newmark theories. So, however, you also apply qualitative elements, yeah, such as frequency, percentage to support the finding and distribution
Yes,
pattern. Okay, the
yes,
second question to you. How do you make sure your classification of the transpositional type is valid and not subjective?
yes. Of course, to avoid subjectivity in my analysis, I will done some reading the journal and also I use the books for my references and analysis, which is theory of translation by Newmark. And also, I have tabular indicator that will help me in guiding my analysis.
All right. So do you mean that to ensure validity, you consistently applied operational definition, yeah, from Newmark theory for each type of transposition, and also you
Yes,
recheck, yeah, check and check again the data multiple times to maintain the consistency for the classification. However, you also needs your supervisor to help you to check it to make it a triangulation of the data, which I believe you have a
yes.
limitation. So the maybe in your future studies to get more iterator validation. Yeah. Okay. Next, moving on to third questions. Diki, why did you analyze only 5 chapters instead of those 10? Yeah, it's too limited. What's your reasons?
Alright, so the reason why I only choose the chapter 1 to 5 is because the time limitation, and of course, I also need to look for my ability because the time is not, I think it's not that much. So, and also to avoiding loss accuracy of the analysis. So I think it will be better for me to just like one chapter one to five, which is I think will be more accurate rather than I take 10 chapters in this short time.
Yeah, so you make only limitation for those 5 chapters due to the time and scope constraint typically in diploma. And also, however, selected chapters are representing the narrative and the dialogue, which allow you representative those analysis transpositional pattern without further detail until 10 chapters. All right, next question, number 4. You claim in your research that Newmark theory, but I also find the other classification resembles the Catford theory. Are you consistent in using this theory, or are you use combination with those two theories?
So actually, after I read the Newmark book in his explanation, I believe that Newmark also uh, adapt the explanation of transposition from subsets. Yeah. But moreover, Newmark is expand this transposition because everything is divided the transposition permits into big pictures, which is level shift, um, which is contains grammar like tenses, and also category shift, which is contains four types of transposition that I explained. However, we will not only focuses on category shift, which is the four types: unit shift, class, intra, and structure shift. And from the consistency, I believe that consistent with the theory because I will follow the guidance from the references like the studies that also analyze exposition, and also I follow the guidance from the book, and also I follow the supervisor guidance. So I believe my analysis is sufficient.
Yeah, I agree with you. So you consulted those two supervisors, yeah. And you said that you
Yes.
adapted for Newmark's grand theory as a transpositional framework, and with itself to influence also by Catford, yeah, because the shift theory and therefore where you classify them in appear similar, but analyzing follow Newmark's categorization and the interpretation of transpositional theories, yeah. Okay, next question number 5. What is the significance? Yeah, what is the significance of finding unit shift is dominant in your result and discussion? So why does it matter in academically?
Alright, so based on my analysis, that we can conclude that the unit shift is leading by 119. So it shows that the advantage in English books, the one sentence that in the English version is translated into simple sentences. So here we can conclude that having a United try to localize the book, try to make the book more understandable by sentence, by switch the sentence and counting that sentence in two simple sentence. That's the example, of course. So the purpose of the transposition actually is to find the how to make the translation is understandable because as we know that English and Indonesia are very different in grammar. So I think we use transposition, especially the unit shift, because it's the most dominant type, to make the book easier to understand. And why it is important academically because by doing this research, I believe that my research will beneficial because other language practitioners like students or maybe the writers can see how actually um, we translate literary works, especially that literary works that very rich in narrative, dialect, and etc. To I mean like
Yeah.
penelitian ini akan membantu bagaimana sih sebenarnya cara penerjemah itu menerjemahkan satu diksi yang kompleks dalam kata frasa itu menjadi mudah dimengerti dalam bahasa Indonesia melalui transposisi, karena transposisi ini adalah jembatan untuk menjembatani perbedaan grammar tadi.
Yeah, actually, specifically, the question is the dominance. Yeah, the dominance unit shift is indicate that translator frequently restructuring the linguistic units. Yeah, to achieve naturalness and readability of Indonesian version. This reflect the structural differences in grammar between English and Indonesian version. So especially in the sentence complexes sentences to make it more simple sentence. So in academically, they support the idea that translation is not only talking about the semantic transfer but also the structural adaptation. Is it true?
Yes, ma'am, it is true.
Yeah. And then next question number 6. Does your does the transposition only affect grammar or does it also affect the meaning and ideology?
All right. So based on my analysis, transposition only affects on the grammar because back to the theory, uh, transposition technique is a transposition technique that change or deal with a grammatical structure from the source language to the target languages. That's what I know. That's the transposition.
Yeah, so we can conclude that while U transpositions primarily involve grammatical changes, it can indirectly influence meaning and emphasizes, for example, shifting sentence structure or adding lexical elements may highlight certain idea more stronger. So which only subtle affect interpretations. So that we can conclude that through the interpretation, especially in a political context, allegorical text like Animal Farm, perhaps it's also changing a little bit the ideology, yeah, from the political power. Okay, next question, the last question for me. Your categorizations, lexical gap as unit shift, is that theoretically accurate?
Yes, of course. Based on the books that I've read before, we must also indicate and mention that why transposition happen is because the lexical gap. Because sometimes we don't have the words in Indonesian that equal to the English. So that's why we call it lexical gap. For example, in the search language we have words which is objective, yang berarti itu sudah dikembalikan. Kita tidak punya sifat yang sepadan dengan kode itu tadi, maka di-translate di bahasa Indonesia menjadi mudah dikembalikan. Jadi apa? It can on the equivalence of the words like that.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. That's all from me, Pak Yazid. All right, thank you so much, the first examiner or reviewer, Ibu Is, for giving feedback and questions. Now let's moving on to the second reviewer. I would like to invite Ibu Mulyati Korina. Time is yours, ma'am. All right, thank you so much, Pak Yazid. Hello, Tiki, how are you today?
Hi, ma'am, I'm fine.
Yeah, finally you made it. Yeah, congratulations to you. Already successfully present your work in progress. So I have some questions to strengthen what Ibu is said. The first question is, I just wondering to know about what is the biggest what do you call challenge or maybe problem the facing during your analysis?
Of course, the biggest problem with my analysis is that I have to facing a lot of data, and also it's not that easy to use the data from the big into Microsoft Word or Excel because it takes time. And also, I quite not really familiar with the Indonesian part of speech. So that's why I always try to reach again to the Indonesian dictionary to make sure that my analysis is accurate. And also the capacity in problems is objectivity in analysis. So I want to see the changes in the IT. So I also discussed it with my supervisor. So it will help me in deciding the analysis. Like that.
Yeah. I have a good critical question here in your analysis, yeah, in the target language from the source of the language in analytical depth. Why did you translator choose tyranny instead of menindas, ya, in bahasa Indonesia versions, linguistic or ideological reasons?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't get the question.
In your analytical depth, you mentioned that why
Mhm.
did translator choose the word tyranny instead of menindas words? So do you think it's linguistical or ethical reasons?
I think it's because every logical reason it's because if we look for the linguistic reason, actually we can penerjemah bisa menerjemahkannya uh, mungkin lebih literal atau seperti apa, tapi uh, ditranslate seperti itu mungkin untuk memperkuat makna atau mungkin lebih melokalize dengan pembaca seperti itu.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, next question number 3. What is the differences between shifting techniques and procedure? Are you quite consistent to use the terms shift, techniques, and procedure?
Wait, sorry sir, I didn't get the question.
Yeah, in your writings, can you explain to us the difference between shift, techniques, and procedure?
Alright, so semifinal. The split is the part of the techniques. So in transposition techniques, we have four different shifts, which is contains structure, uh, class, and unit and intrasystem. And yeah, that's what I know, sir.
Okay, the last part. Could you share to us the analysis,
Of course.
your work in your data analysis?
Is it visible right now?
Yes, it's really visible. Yeah. Can you conclude the whole analysis from chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And how is the result in your chapter 4 in your report? Yeah.
So here's the grand total of my analysis,
So what you can
and
conclude
I
or
already
describe? Yeah, please explain to us.
right. Right. So based on the analysis, so unit shift is leading by 119, followed by intrasystem shift 55, and structure shift 42, and class shift 33. So the total data is 320. So based on the result, as you can see, the unit shift is frequently happen, yeah, because the translator often split the sentences, for example, from the complex compound to the simple sentences, to make the books more easier to understand to the local people. And also, they also followed by the transposition shift, like intrasystem shift, because we know that we have different term in translating the plural term. For example, in Indonesia, we don't keep us to make the word sounds plural. And also practice, it also happens because sometimes because if the grammar is different, uh, contohnya mungkin ada aturan di penulisan memenangkan itu kan berbeda di bahasa bahasa Indonesia. So it also happen because the possibility is less spread. Sometimes kita tidak bisa menemukan padanan kata yang benar-benar 100% seimbang, maka perubahan kelas kata biasanya dilakukannya penerjemah untuk menetapkan kekurangan dan berbeda dari sebuah bacaan.
Yeah, so we can see that the English to Indonesian novel, yeah, mm, animal form of binarismo has 320 transpositional, what do you call it, the sentences, yeah, and those the consist of 32 transpositional types, yeah, with the unisif is the dominant or majority, yeah, 190 or almost 60%, yeah, followed by intrasystem shift, structure shift, and classification shift. And that's why we can conclude that the English version to Indonesian version has more shifting to adjust the Indonesian grammar or structure, but also the meaning as well, yeah, in semantic level. And in your research question, already answered it, those two questions.
Oh, of course, and it's already answered my research questions.
Yeah, can you share your report in chapter 4 in discussion? Yeah.
This, this the qualification. And for the first research question, it's actually answered because here in research and discussion, I mentioned the four types, which is unit, task, integration, and structure, is here in the novel. And also, the main type, I also mentioned here that the shift is reading by 190.
Yeah, so it is proof that the dominant, yeah, the most frequency is the shifting, yeah, unit of shifting. Then those four types of transposition has been realized in those animal farm and Bintangismo's novel, yeah. All right. I have one more. It's not question, actually comments. Yeah, comment to yours or you call data. So in your the consistency of the used data, while some other you use datum and data. So why you divided them into data and datum? So is it the singular and plurality, but you're not consistent to use the word properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, which one should be?
Yeah. So data is plural, I think, and the datum is singular.
Yeah, yeah. Please be more consistent. Yeah, to check your what you call report. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I think
Thank
that's all. Thank you so much, Pak Yazid. I give it back to you. All right, thank you so much, Bu Iis Selyaningsi, and also Ibu Mulyati Korina for giving valuable feedback. And before we end for today's seminar, Diki, do you have some question to the reviewer?
Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. So today I would like to present my progress work on my project, which is the making of a blog on review of a computer album by Radiohead. So let's get started. First one, first one is my background. The background first is a review is evaluative writing that combines factual information and personal interpretation to help reader understand a work by McGrail and Davis 2011. And then this project review a full album because an album is coherent artistic unit where songs build unity and meaning together by Gracie 2021. And then writing music review is important because musical meaning is created through interpretation of sound, mood, and lyric by Fred and Marshall 2019 and Guillaume Bini 2025. And then OK Computer 1997 debuted at number one on the UK album chart and reaches number 21 on the US Billboard 200, making a high point in global recognition for the band's early work and being placed at number 42 on Rolling Stone 500 Greatest Album of All Time. And then the blog is used as publication medium for this project because it provides accessible distribution, flexible structure, and potential interaction by Butler Katala 2025. The next is my problem identification and aim of the project. The problem identification first is many reviews discuss general or some popular song in an album, but there are limited reviews that discuss each track in a clear and organized song by song format within one platform. And then the second is many online music blogs are written in a flexible and informal style and are usually presented as static article. While this format allows personal expression, it often lacks interactive features such as quizzes and comment section that can encourage reader engagement. As a result, readers tend to participate only as a passive readers rather than active contributors. And then for aim of the project, first of all, to provide information about Radiohead and the meaning behind their album of OK Composer. And then second, to review each song by analyzing its musical element and interpreting its lyric. And then the third one, to create an engaging systematic blog with interactive features. For the theoretical framework itself, for the blog review, review blog combines factual information and interpretative judgment by McGrail and Davis 2011. And then for musical review interpretation, musical meaning explained through language by Giombini 2025, and I edit for musical element take 2015 to adopt classify the musical element and set the parameter. And then for evaluative writing, I use Highland 2018 is applied in presenting judgment and interpretation of each song. The writer does not only describe the song but also evaluate their meaning and emotional impact. This is my characteristic of product according to Billboard 2011. For audience and purpose, audience is Radiohead listeners and general readers. And purpose, informative and interpretive review blog. For content and theme, content, album background, song review, lyric meaning, quiz, and others. And then theme is modern anxiety, alienation, technology, emotional disconnection. For tone and mood, I use reflective and analytical. I will show the example. The example of reflection is right here. The song reminds us about how priceless our lives are, especially when we survive some tragedy that can possibly threaten our life. And for the analytical itself, it used in the analysis of melody, analysis of musical element. The melody of Airbag is calm and control, carried by soft vocal with smooth, and the tempo feel moderate to fast because using the drum loop and others. And then the next is stylistic devices using descriptive and informative language, and I will show you the descriptive in this project. So the descriptive is from the musical element again. The rhythm is steady and repetitive, making it consistent. The dynamic changes slightly, starting softer, becoming fuller when more instruments enter. And overall, the atmosphere feels calm but quite tense, creating a reflective mood that supports the theme of the survival. And then for the informative itself, it gives the reader information about the song. In this text, this song has been listened to as many times as 99 million on Spotify until 2026. Next is structure. First of all, there is homepage, there is album review, song review. Each song includes introduction, musical element, interpretation, idiom, if any, quiz, reflection, and QR code, and then personal thoughts about the author and contact. The type of product that I made is music blog reviewing OK Computer album. The platform that I use is Wixsite. The language is English. Target readers it is Radiohead listeners and general readers. For the content itself, homepage comment, album review, song review, personal thoughts about and contact. Then for the data collection, I use qualitative method such as secondary data. I gathered from official sources, music journalism such as Rolling Stone, Consequence, and YouTube. And then YouTube. And for the chart, I use a keyword. For social media, I use Facebook page of Radiohead, and I use dictionary such as Cambridge. I also study blog layout and interactive features, quiz and comment in the website. And then data selection. The main data is about album background, song information, lyric, and the criteria accurate, trusted sources, relevant to analysis, and support interpretation. For the lyric, I only use a short excerpt. For image, I use proper credit fair use, so it is safe from copyright. Data recording. So first of all, I open the data sources and organize into structured notes in one file. And then for the types itself, library studies, I use notes, online sources for the context and background, and audio lyric for the key line for meaning. It is used for analysis and interpretation. Right. So for a writing process, first of all, I gather the data from Rolling Stone, from Spotify, from keyword. I put it together in one file. After that, I summarize and paraphrase and put it into a first draft. After I put into the first draft, I revise it into the second draft. After the second draft, I revise it again into the final draft. So the focus is clarity, simple language, and consistency. This is my blog structure. There is homepage, album review, song review. Its song includes introduction, musical element, interpretation, idiom, if any, quiz, reflection, QR code, personal thoughts about the author, and contact. And then this my problem identification. The first one is providing song by song review in one platform. So the first issue was addressed by creating a blog that review is tracked from album OK Computer. Each song is discussed using the same structure, including background information, musical element, lyric interpretation, and personal opinion. By using a consistent format, the blog presents the album in a clear and organized way. So this approach allows reader to understand each song individually while seeing the connection between track in the album. And then the second one is adding interactive features. The second issue was addressed by adding interactive element to the blog. Each song review includes short quiz related to the theme of or meaning to the song. These features encourage readers to think about the content, so not only being read passively. In addition, the comment section in the blog allow readers to share their opinions and interpretation. These interactive elements help increase reader engagement. And then for the problem found itself, first of all, technical issue in Wixsite. So during development of the blog, several technical problems were encountered when using Wix. Sometimes the layout changed automatically, and some element did not appear correctly. This made the design process slower. To solve this problem, the writer searches for a solution through online tutorials and Wix help page. By following these guides, the writer was able to fix layout error and adjust the design properly. And then the second one is difficulty in managing image. So another challenges was inserting image to the blog. So collecting and arranging image took time. So especially when selecting pictures related to each song and the album. To solve the problem, the writer first collected images using a mobile phone. After that, the images were transferred to the laptop and uploaded to the website. This process helped organize the image more efficiently. Then the last one is maintaining consistent writing structure. Another difficult was maintaining a consistent structure for each song review. Some songs had more information than other, which made the length of the each review different. To solve this problem, the writer followed the same template for each song review. The template includes song introduction, musical element, lyric interpretation, quiz, and personal reflection. This helped maintain consistency throughout the blog. So the problem identification are successfully answered within my project. And then for the result, 10 out of the 12 songs are completed using consistent structure for all the songs. This is the example of one of the song review in which is Airbag. So in this blog, each song is presented using consistent structure. First, I provide a brief introduction to the song, including background and main idea. Then I analyze the musical elements such as melody, tempo, rhythm, dynamic, and atmosphere to explain how the song supports the meaning. After that, I interpret selected lyric to describe the theme of the song that I align with the factual information that serve in the background of information, which in Airbag is related to survival and new perspective on life. In addition, the review includes a short quiz to engage reader and personal reflection to give evaluative comment. This example show how the blog combines factual information, analysis, and interpretation in an interactive format. So that's all for my presentation. If you got a question, you can ask me right now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. You please sit down, Bintang. And now I would like to invite the first examiner or reviewer, Ibu Esti Sugiarti, PhD, for giving some feedback and evaluations. All right. Thank you very much, Pak Yazid. And how are you, Bintang?
I'm doing good, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's great. Yeah. Congratulations to you. I'm quite proud of you because you already make a nice size progress from far away from the last proposal that you did a few
Yes.
months ago. Yeah. So my first question to you is your work really a research or product-based project? Clarify it.
It is a product-based project because I make a product by using the this project based on product because the outcome of my project is a product.
Yeah, I know you make a product, not research, right? But I found it in your report. You are presenting production report, but you still use research language inconsistently. So that's why make sure to check. Yeah, this is the product based, not research based. Yeah. So
All
next
right.
questions. Yeah. Next question to you, Bintang. Listen. What is your theoretical contribution, not just practical output?
Sorry, sir.
What is your theoretical contribution, not just practical output? As we see that you taking from some theory.
Oh, okay. So for the theory itself, I will explain it here. So the theory I use for blog review is McGraw and Davis. So this theory guides me to produce the blog. The content of the blog, in which is blog combines factual information, interpretation, and audience engagement that answer within a background of the song and an interpretation of the lyric, and then audience engagement using a comment section and um, quiz. And then next is music review. For the music review itself, I use Giombini 2025 to interpret the meaning of the song. And then I edit the tag 2015 to edit the classification of and the parameter of the melody of the musical element. So the musical element analysis is not only based on my opinion, but there is a theory that guides what I want to say about it. And then the last one is about evaluative writing. So this music review is need to be evaluative. So I use Highland 2018 to apply the judgment, interpretation of each song in the personal reflection section.
Yeah, okay. So you go those relevant, yeah, theoretical framework, yeah, from the Davis McQuail about blocking, then Kiombini about music interpretation, and Helen evaluative writing techniques, yeah. So next,
Yes.
critics for you, theories are decorative, yeah, not analytical, yeah. Remember, theory is already well explained, but not deeply applied to analysis, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So next questions. In your chapter 4, only show description of product, not theoretical evaluations. Yeah, in your chapter 4 is
Yes,
only
sir.
descriptive description of product, not theoretical evaluations. This feature
In
reflect Highland because this interpretation follow Giombini because
in the chapter 4, I show the result of my project. The 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 theory and then the characteristic of product I explain through the example of each one.
yeah,
Like for example,
yeah, you already make this descriptive, but something missing in you is the comparison with the existing block, yeah. So what is the different between existing block like Blogspot or the others WordPress with your website? What is the advancement of this comparing to those other existing blocks? Then evaluation of the effectiveness and critical reflection to it.
oh, all right. So the difference between Blogspot or uh, other site, I use Wix site. The difference is Wix is um, more helping the writer to to give more option for the design, and then more flexible for the um be more flexible on this designing process, and it is free.
Yeah, maybe they what do you call the looks, yeah. The
Yes.
appearance is more dynamic, it's more modern than the previous block, yeah, the existing one. So I will commenting yours language and academic quality, yeah. You've mentioned there are a lot of grammar error, and also your project is written and submitted. The songs talk about. So do you think it's proper in academic writing?
For the song review itself, I don't really use academic writing because as I state, my my goals is to serve the reader an easy understanding about the song review. So I use just a simple language to explain every song.
Yeah, in your report you should academic because it's formal, but in your blog review that's fine because the audience is maybe casual or non-formal is okay. So next question in chapter 3 talking about methodological. My question is why do you use the term data collection? If this your research or is it product? How you collecting the data?
Okay, how can I collecting the data? So the data using a secondary source for the background information. I use Rolling Stone page. They are served the 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 transcript of interview with Radiohead members. So from that, I put it in one file. After that, I search the keyword for the data for the listener. I put it into the same file, and then uh, I use consequence for some of the songs and put it in the one file. And after I put it in one file, I paraphrase the idea or the information that I need to take for my blog. And after I paraphrase, I put it in the first drafts.
Okay, very well. Collecting the data, only secondary data, yeah. Then how do
Yes.
you validate your interpretation of the song meaning?
Okay. The interpretation is not only based on my subjectivity. So the interpretation of the lyric and the musical and analysis of musical element is uh, is aligned with the musical background or the context of the music. So that's why I use a Rolling Stone because they are served the transcript of the context of the songs that answered by Radiohead member. So by the context, I align the context with it, the analysis of musical element and the lyrical interpretation.
Okay, nice. Next, what makes your blogs in Wixsite academically is different from existing blogs online? What makes your blog is academically better than the existing blogs available online?
Yeah, the existing blog right now a lot talk about the popular song or just overview of the album. So it is not detailing, explain song by song in a simple and uh, interactive features. So here in my website, I use interactive features and I explain uh, song by song in detail with simple language, so the reader easy to navigate and easy to understand about each song and the album itself.
Yeah, so do you think that the other blogs doesn't have this feature? So only Wixsite has provide you with those feature.
um I don't really know the features in the others blog making, but in this website, the features such as quiz and comment sections are more uh, easy easy to develop.
Yeah, do you mean easier than
And
the other
yeah,
website or the
yes,
other blogs?
easier and more simple.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Pak Yazid. I think that's all. All right. Thank you so much, Ibu Esti, for giving valuable question and feedback to Bintang. Now we'd like to invite the second reviewer, Ibu Nisa Farnisa Arnoy, for giving some questions. Yeah, thanks, Pak Yazid. Hello, Bintang. How are you today?
I'm doing good, miss, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Congratulations. Yeah, you finally here. presented your progress seminar, because not all of students are having this schedule. Yeah, you are very lucky. Yeah. Okay, next.
Yes.
I agree with Ibu ST. Yeah, already good question to you. Me, because my background's in English language, I just wondering to know the feature that you have. Yeah, in product design is good. Basically, a clear structure and interactive, like quiz and comments. Yeah, and but I think the quiz that I already opened in the weak side is too simple. Only multiple choice, right? How to get
Yes.
deeper engagement with your discussion from the analysis task? It's because you targeted the audience. Who are your audience targeted?
Uh, Radiohead listeners and general readers.
General readers and Radiohead listeners, not music
Yes.
enthusiasts.
Um, the Radiohead listeners, it's also it's of course a music enthusiast,
Yeah,
and then yeah.
yeah. As my suggestion to you, better for you to add other critical question. Yeah, not only simply multiple choice, because maybe if your reader are kids, yeah, children, it's okay. But they are adult or teenagers, music enthusiasts. Of course, their knowledge about music and Radiohead is better, right? As a fans, yeah.
Yes.
So maybe
Yes.
you need to challenge them, not only multiple question, yeah,
Hmm.
like giving
All right.
photo, picture clue or something. You be more creative, yeah. Then that's called interactive, yeah.
All right.
Then next to you, the quality of writing is inconsistent, because I found some part is either is clear and simple, but other is grammatically incorrect. Yeah,
Yes.
and reflections, problem solving is good. Yeah, that is good. The missing is writing difficulty, interpretation challenge, and audience response. So, what makes y- um what makes your blog better than existing music blogs?
Yeah. First of all, my blog serve a more complete review than the others.
Mm.
So my blog serve the factual information about the Radiohead, and then I review about the album, and then I review each of the songs detail. So when uh, when the reader open my blog, the reader can easily understand what the meaning of the song one by one, and then I use uh, I use objectivity and subjectivity.
Yeah, but the other
So not
blogs
only
did that too, right? So to claim your
yes,
claim is your blog is better, your is detailed and other. So what the minimum requirements in the elements of the blog so that make it complete?
um, I use structure, sir, the same structure, background information, musical element. Oh yeah, not all the blog uh, talking about musical element.
Yeah,
So my blog talking about musical element, about lyric interpretation, and then there is image.
yeah, okay.
So adding what
Okay.
their opinion in the general,
Yeah,
not
okay.
in
I suggest
detail.
you, listen, I suggest you to review some other blogs. What's the minimum standard element should be exist in the blog or website? For example, the other X blog said that there is 5 elements: the homepage, the review, what blah blah blah. So you have minimum
All right.
5 items, for example. How about in other X or Y blogs? Then you check how many. Oh, there are 6 items, and then comparing to you, then you can claim that your blog is more complete, more detailed, because your standard is above than that, or just similar with the minimum standard or existing the word online blog gitu ya.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you have to compare, yeah, the studies, and then you claim that, oh, your is more complete because you have this data, the element.
All right.
Okay, now how do you measure the user engagement success?
Hello, sorry.
Yeah, how do you make sure the user engagement success? So the reader, a blog reader to you, they are engaged. How make sure they are want to read your blog and they join with the activity that you have in your blog?
Okay, there are two activities. The first one is comment section and quiz. Quiz. A short quiz. So for the short quiz itself, I can see the respondent, how many respondent that doing the quiz, and then for the comment itself, I can see and I can see the how many people comment about the song or discuss about the song.
So we can, as the editor, yeah, you as the
Yes,
manager in your blog or website, you can see how many visitor and how many activity that
yes,
the visitor can look or check your quiz or commenting. So you can claim that.
yes, and I can erase the head comment if
Mm.
uh, if necessary. I can
Yes.
erase. I
Yeah.
can
So
look
so
up.
you are totally control all the content that you have. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Next is pedagogical implication. How does the blog help the English learners, not just music review?
The English learner. I'm not write the blog for English learner actually.
Yeah, but it can be used to not recommended to for English
Not
learner to visit
because
your blog.
because my last proposal yeah I tell about the learning language and others. It is not fair to write a blog and untuk membandingkan dengan blog lain tentang pembelajaran bahasa Inggris karena
Hmm.
tujuan blog sendiri bukan untuk itu.
Yeah. Okay. That's clear. Yeah. So what's writing skill improve specifically?
Yeah, writing skill of course about evaluative writing, about um what is it, the evaluative writing, the how I write the musical element, and then descriptive, how I describe, how
Remember,
I
writing skill
inform.
is grammatical skill,
Oh,
vocabulary skills, creative writing,
mm,
expressing idea. Have you got the writing class, right?
yes.
Yeah. So that's why the writing skill practice in a comment section can tell opinion, giving arguments. Yeah,
Oh
writing
yeah.
an essay. Yeah. So that's the writing skill that perhaps it can be improved after you make this blog, right?
All
So
right.
the last question, Pak Yazid, one minute. So if this blog is published publicly, right? How will
Yes.
you first maintain, yeah, maintain the what do you call, because there is some technical issue sometimes. So how you make sure the blog is running? Yeah. Second, how do you update the content?
Yeah. The first one, how I maintain. I have the link for opening my blog, so I can give the link to my friend to check it about the blog, or I can opening the blog from my own device to check if there is a bug or something in the reader perspective, and then for this, what is the second question? Sorry.
To maintain and also to keep updates the
Oh
content.
yeah, to keep updates. The weak side. That's the strength of the website. We can update whenever we want, and the update uh, is langsung masuk terhadap blog tersebut.
So just in a minutes, yeah, without waiting too long, so it's automatically updated, yeah. After
Yes,
the editor setting, changing anything, updating, yeah.
yes.
So there is no expired or no error issues.
No, no. The error is only on the designing process, but if blog is published, there are no error.
Yeah, okay. And can you show us the blocks view from the first time when we check in published, I mean version, yeah. Yeah, make sure it's readable, yeah.
This is
Readable
the
and the
preview.
contrast, yeah.
This one, okay.
Okay. And how much the cost do you pay for the block itself?
Yeah. The first plan is I want to pay some dollars for the design, but after I designing and done all of the things,
So it's free totally? Hello, are you there? Yeah. Okay, that's all from me, Pak Yazid. Thank you very much.
okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much, Ibu Esti, and also Ibu Nisa for giving some valuable feedback and questions. Now, Bintang, do you have question to the reviewer, examiner?
Um, I think enough.
Yeah, okay, you may close your presentation then.
Okay, thank you so much for the feedback, for the critic, and for the suggestion. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Bintang, then
Yes.
we'll go. Is there something you want to ask?
Um,